I expect Captain Brandt will want to hear of this.
Now this is a conundrum.
I get along with everyone. Lots to do and precious little time.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. Aught shall change once we have attended the coronation. If your Majesty has any unfinished business to attend to, 'tis best you do so before we depart. Very well. The coronation is to take place on the morrow. We shall depart early in the morn, so your Majesty would do well to get a good night's rest.
Master, pray leave this place. My body, it refuses to obey me. There is a voice within my mind. It commands me, sways my very will.
Sways your will? Could it be that the gods sway? We must quit this place, your Majesty. I fear our plans may fall to naught. Let us return to the tavern. We've been had. The false sovereign commanded the pawns at the coronation, proving his own power as arisen. According to Regent King Sven, the pretender was wearing some sort of lavish necklace at the time. I imagine this artifact is the godsway mentioned in that letter. Perchance 'tis a tool that grants power akin to that of the true arisen. 'Twould do much to explain the events that we have beheld afore now. Alas, unless we find some way to unmake this godsway's power, proving your Majesty's legitimacy shall be difficult indeed. Allow me to speak to the agent we captured some days past. Perchance he knows aught of use.
Fancy a gander? Fine wares
Won't someone do aught about this? Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
Look, Master, a treasure chest. We shall have to find a way to reach it. If you must go off on your own, there's naught to be done. I only hope you'll return sooner rather than later.
'Tis not our place to hurry the arisen.
I'll go on an adventure of my own.
Could earn a decent wage if I find myself
Always
a
sets
place.
me to thinking at Christmas.
I'm not sure what... I shan't brook any boorish inquiries about my other patrons.
Crowns and politics are no concern.
No sense dwelling on what others think.
Should you wish to ply me for information, you will first have to earn my trust. Sensational. You know, many of our patrons wish to take me for themselves. Yet there is something different about you. How curious. I lived a simpler life once, but one man changed all that. 'Tis no simple matter for a woman to make it this far on her lonesome. Yet after all this time, here I am. Here I am.
The sky always puts me in
Teary-eyed. Been a long night.
Feels eerie with no one around.
There's ought to be said for peace
I'm not sure
and
what to do
quiet.
with myself today.
Whatever's to be done.
Here's hoping we get no food.
Once the day's work is done,
A place to soothe the spirit. I'll go on an adventure.
So this is where you were, Master. I searched high and low for you.
our party is reunited. Surely we can ask for no more than that.
Seems my feet always look to partner up with someone else.
Barely lift their swords. Such quietude is a blessing. But not at the expense of
Towns dread to think.
What's to be done about this?
Hail, friend! You've come at a good time. I was just hoping to speak with you. Have you heard aught of the masquerades being held in the palace of late? 'Tis said they are in celebration of the sovereign's valorous deeds. However, in truth, my mother is merely holding them to strengthen her ties with her closest retainers. But therein lies our chance, for I suspect one among them might prove an ally to our cause, a man by the name of Patrick. Might I ask you to infiltrate one of these masquerades and give him this letter? I imagine that's the most prudent way to go about this. You have my thanks. I would handle this matter myself, but I am afraid I cannot attend the masquerades. Mother refuses to allow it. I will speak with a sentinel I trust and bid that he ease his patrol on the evening in question. Pray, make use of this opportunity to slip into the venue. Patrick will be wearing a mask without a mane, and a blue cape, I believe. Hopefully this information will be enough for you to seek him out. Come to think of it, there has been tell of some important figure from a neighboring country being invited as well. I've not been told much, but any guest of my mother's is bound to be the mark of much attention. Mayhap 'twould be best to stay away from this figure, lest you attract unwanted notice. You should be going now, friend. You're not meant to be here in the first place.
Preparation is key. I up my training regime. Peril can result from a moment's impulsion. Is key. I up my training regime.
Would
My sword
all my
arm
days
could use some work. Dull days for us are a sign that all is well.
Anyhow. Such
I've been on my
quietude
feet
is a
all
blessing.
day. My
legs are as large.
Just the same old town, with the same old faces.
Hard to get the old days back in my time.
Perfect for meditation.
They're the same. Tired.
Well met. Is there aught I can do for you? Good to see you.
Sometimes this is the only place I can find peace.
Yes? Is there?
How's the day treating you?
Always the same dismal affair, if you ask me.
Is no less important than death. Off to market.
What is it? Is there aught you need? Ah, I see. Thank you for giving this to me. I shall pen my answer anon, behind closed doors, naturally.
Wonder if anyone had noticed if I top it off.
While I can, I
I
suppose.
ought to find someone to buy me a drink.
My sincerest apologies. Lady Wilhelmina is attending to a patron at present.
Have you given the matter some more thought, Wilhelmina? I would have no other as my personal courtesan. I want you all to myself. When I imagine you in the arms of another, my heart feels apt to rend itself from my breast.
Allard, pray forgive me, but I think 'twould be best for you to leave. We can discuss this matter another time.
But why? We've only just...
I am attending to a burden that all women must bear. I trust I need not elaborate further. I did not take you for the voyeuristic type. Why don't you come in? You have my thanks. Had I not noticed your presence, I might have slain him there and then. 'Tis no jest. You see, everything I've done these past few years has been leading up to this. I am here to kill him. But I cannot simply end his life. Oh no. I must first expose his misdeeds. Only then will I allow myself to grant him the miserable end he deserves. Or so I'd sworn, but I've yet to find a single shred of evidence. Perhaps the time has come to surrender this crusade. You would lend me your aid. But I've done nary a thing to earn it. And recall that I've devoted years of my life to his pursuit, with naught to show for my troubles. If the proof I seek yet exists, 'twill not be so easily uncovered. I suppose there is truly naught I can do. Save deliver him a gruesome demise for all to behold, that is. Still, if you insist upon searching for evidence of his crimes, 3 days. I will give you 3 days to find what you seek. I shall wait patiently, though not with bated breath.
This work's so dark. Might get paid a pittance. The sky always puts me in a contemplative
honeysuckle.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. To think that the proprietress of the Myrmecolion was plotting such a thing. Under normal circumstances, I would not overlook such a clear admission of murderous intent. But this is Allard we speak of. Of all the Queen Regent's sycophants, he possesses the greatest authority. His fall from grace would do much to further our cause. But where to find the evidence we seek? Perhaps the merchants he deals with possess aught that could serve us. Merchants with connections to Allard will reside in the merchant quarter, though they're not likely to divulge their secrets readily. Some piece of physical evidence would be far less easily refuted than mere testimony, I should think.
Good day, sir. What might you be looking for?
The other day, I chanced to see a most resplendent ox cart on the high road. Now, that's not so strange, but guess who I saw riding in it? Poor little Daphne. I doubted my eyes, I did. And rightly so, as it turned out to be a young boy. The resemblance was so uncanny, I mistook him for her. Gave me a right shock, let me tell you. Odd to think a young noble should so closely mirror a girl of the slums. Their faces may match, but the lives they lead are as different as night and day. Aye, 'tis a cruel world we inhabit.
Good day, sir. What might you be looking for?
I suppose I'm tired. I've barely slept a wink.
Look, our business working for these people.
I hope the weather holds.
Interesting. So Allard has been leveraging his position to line his pockets, right under the Queen Regent's nose. I doubt she will be happy to learn of this. Yes, this should be more than enough to disgrace him. However, 'tis not enough for me to condone his assassination. Of course. If your intent is not to kill him, but merely denounce him, then I will gladly assist you however I can. I see. Perhaps that would be best. Enlisting the aid of Regent King Sven may shine light on aught we've overlooked.
Welcome.
Well met, sir. Where to now? I've more time than I know how to spend.
Must you run so fast? I can hardly keep you in my sights, Arisen.
All my days were so nice.
Dare say I can forget all my troubles here.
Suppose I can always run.
This place is awful dull.
Can't complain, mate.
I can't stomach places like this.
Captain will have my head if I skip another patrol.
You wish to expose Allard's misdeeds? I know not whether I can assist you in this, friend. Ah, but of course, Patrick may know aught that could aid you. Go to his manor come nightfall. If you say you are in my employ, you should be allowed entry with no issue. Many thanks. Patrick has already sent his reply. 'Twould seem my mother's tyranny has been weighing heavily on his heart. He has pledged to continue our correspondence and aid me in putting an end to my mother's injustices. This would not have been possible without your assistance. I am afraid I cannot offer much in the way of recompense, but pray, take this.
I'm still waiting on that.
Mayhap I'll come here and have a day to myself.
Wonder if anyone would notice if I'm restraining. How are we to fight with such worn out gear?
See myself having a kid.
Is that a scratch? I only polished it this morning.
It is good to be reunited.
I only pray my watch finishes without you. Grateful I get to lead a quiet life.
Allard. Long have I borne witness to the man's arrogance, and long has it infuriated me. I visited his manor once. I recall that he was rather particular about the placement of his paintings. Mayhap he's concealed aught behind one. 'Tis just the sort of thing one would expect from a man who places so much stock in appearances. Shall I summon him here? You could make use of his absence to steal into his manor and inspect his art collection. Excellent. I will send word to him presently of some urgent matter that requires his intervention. Once you've seen him depart his manor, make your way inside and stay alert. We may not get a second chance at this.
By your leave, Arisen.
This is where I find my life best. Overwhelming.
Fine spot to take my mind off my troubles.
Quiet here for my liking. Nothing more pathetic than begging for your life. I'll teach them a lesson they will soon forget.
Seems naught ever goes.
Nothing wrong with filching for survival.
A crime committed here will see one confined to jail.
As I understand it, the pay of a jailer is miserable for all their toil.
Then a bribe might avail us, should the time come.
Why, you there. Your presence is requested at the tavern this evening. Who's the one requesting? I didn't ask. 'Tis none of my concern. The fellow said aught about the usual place.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. Mayhap, Regent King Sven's assistance would grant us some beneficial information. This is a memorandum of Allard's. According to this, afore attaining his current status, he was in the employ of a merchant. And in order to claim the merchant's property as his own, he murdered the man and his wife, staging it as an accident. 'Tis a grave affair indeed. Should this article prove genuine, I have every faith 'twould be sufficient to condemn him for all time. The deed was monstrous, and yet, considering my position, I am afraid I cannot condone the man's assassination. I know not the path I should follow. What is your intent going forward, Your Majesty? Very well. I will place my faith in you, Your Majesty. However, know that should he be assassinated, I cannot offer you my aid. Now, pray bear the evidence you've discovered to the Myrmicolian. I will do everything in my power to assist you. There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. If the information we pry from the agent is to be believed, there is a place in Batal devoted to the study of arts most queer. I believe it is worthy of investigation. Should fortune smile upon us, your Majesty may even discover some method of undoing the Godsway's hold over the pawns. Yet official dealings twixt Vermund and Batal are suspended, and 'tis no simple matter to gain passage through the latter's fortress. Fortunately for us, however, the agent was hiding this on his person. I bid you take it. 'Tis an entry permit, allowing passage through Batal's fortress. It even bears the crest of the Batali Palace. It must have been commissioned by someone with great influence. I doubt any would dare impede your passage with such an item in your possession. There is one other thing, Your Majesty. With the permit came information I found most intriguing. An oracle who once served in the Vermondian court now resides in Batal. This oracle foretold the coming of the Arisen and was banished from the kingdom when her prophecy displeased the Queen Regent. Indeed, 'twas by this same oracle's power that the agent in question came to know of your Majesty's whereabouts. The oracle knows much of the Arisen. Should you make her acquaintance, she may be able to offer you aid during your infiltration.
You the Arisen? I've been looking for you. Sven wants to meet with you. Says he'll be waiting in his quarters.
Cleaning before I'm too tired?
I've about had my fill of this place.
I've more time than I know how to spend.
Anywhere's better than the middle of the crowd.
The sculptor's home is located in Back Batal. Run along and speak to him for me, won't you?
Understood. I will await you here, Arisen.
If you must go off on your own, there's naught to be done. I only hope you'll return sooner rather than later.
'Tis not our place to hurry the Arisen.
Wonder if anyone else shares my sorrow.
On me to bear what younger. No sense dwelling on what others think.
So, you've returned. I confess, I thought you might not. I was ready to settle things myself. Well, did you find what you were looking for? Thank you. I can't believe you found this. All that remains is to end that man's life with my own hands. I've no other tasks for you. This partnership of ours has come to a close. Unless you intend to see this through till the end. You're a curious one, aren't you? But what's just as curious is that I can't bring myself to refuse you. All right, if you're offering your aid, then I'll gladly accept it. Come with me. Allard is in the room to the left. Go in and restrain him for me, would you? Never mind the mask. Consider it a charm of sorts.
At last. It feels like an age has passed since... What is this? Who are you?
Don't let him escape.
Get your hands off me, you fiend! Don't you know who I am? Oh, you hang for this impudence!
Oh, Allard. I've always wanted to see you like this.
That voice... Wilhelmina! But why? Why would you...
Do you still fail to recall? Even with this mask staring you in the face. But I suppose for a man such as you, a little murder here or there is hardly worth remembering.
What mockery is this?
In your youth, you slew 2 individuals. The merchant whom you served, and his wife. They had a child, as I am sure you are aware. A newborn babe who was spirited away by her loyal wet nurse.
You mean to tell me you were their child? But how can this be? Your mother, she was a beastren. Surely her child would be one as well.
A fair assumption. But for better or worse, I didn't take after my mother. Save for in one respect. This is for my mother. And this is for my father. The time has come for all your sins to come to light, Allard.
Mr. Allard, has something happened?
We've been noticed. I suppose a scream that hideous was bound to attract some attention. We can't leave the way we came in. Fortunately, there's a window here.
You have done what you set out to do, I trust. Then come, Master. Let us quit.
I was afraid I might find you here. I cannot believe you would stoop to such... No. This is not the time. You will be able to slip out the rear entrance. Follow me, and quickly.
That was certainly well handled. I suppose I ought not to have expected any less. Pray, visit me at the Myrmicolion tomorrow evening. I'll prepare aught by way of thanks. Till then, be well.
Mayhap I really would have been better off a banker.
Understood. I will await you here, Arisen.
I cannot believe it. You killed Allard. You realize this could jeopardize our plans for your ascension. I will do what I can to obscure your involvement in this matter. However, bear in mind that you may have to shoulder the burden of your own heedlessness in future.
Uh-huh. This.
Have you business with the guild, sir? I should be glad to assist you. Do come again.
Steel sits stirringly at your hip, master.
A vocation well chosen, Arisen.
Quite the predicament.
Here's hoping there'll be no trouble today.
It was eerie with no one about. Anything's better than this. Even a
Look, master, a treasure chest. We shall have to find a way to reach it. We shall wait here till your business is done.
I've a note for rumors of
Wonder if anyone else shares my soul.
No sense dwelling on what others do.
Back again, night
There's no
after
shame
night.
in you.
Thank you. I finally achieved my purpose here, and I owe it all to you. 'Twould seem the residents of the palace have chosen to treat Allard's untimely passing as an accident. I imagine they deemed it safer not to make a fuss of the incident after perusing the evidence you uncovered for me. Shrewd as a den of foxes. I'll give them that. I truly cannot thank you enough. But I want to try. Just this once, I'll give you something special. I'll grant unto you the sweetest of dreams. I know not what I would do without you. You have my thanks, but 'tis time to say farewell for now. Just know that my bordlery will e'er be your haven, should you have need of it.
What am I to do with them a lesson they won't soon forget.
Would that such be? If you must go off on your own, there's naught to be done. I only hope you'll return sooner rather than later.
It is not our place to hurry the Arisen.
I heard from Captain Brandt that you plan to make for Batal in order to continue your investigation. As for me, I've been looking into my mother's movements since last we met, and I happened upon this. 'Tis a letter she discarded, only half written. It seems to be addressed to someone called Phaesus. I passed an eye over it, though I failed to grasp its meaning, or what compelled her to throw it away. Here, I thought it best that you have it. Mayhap you could glean aught from it that I could not. And if you do, would you be so kind as to share it with me? That is, only if you've the time to spare. I am in no position to make demands, of course.
Preparation is key. I up my training regime.
I only pray my watch finishes without incident.
Anyone gives me trouble, they'll taste steel.
I've more time than I know how to spend.
'Tis our duty to see this peace protected.
It's on me to bear what younger shoulders can't. I'll feel a sight better once I've my dinner.
Still a while to go before my shift's over.
Begone! Do not make me warn you again!
All this patrolling does a number on my shoulders. Mayhap our route would have been better off
Better if there's swords.
Who goes there? Would that I ne'er had cause to draw steel.
My legs are stiff as boards after training.
Ah, we meet again. Is there aught I can assist you with? What would you have me say, showing me such a letter? Oh, I see. You know of Lord Phaesus, then. Very well. I shall share with you what little I know. Lord Phaesus is the director of the Forbidden Magic Research Lab. 'Tis true that I have had dealings with him in the past, but I was ne'er privy to more than that. Even in Batal, few people know of his existence. To a Vermundian such as myself, the man is an enigma. If you would know more, why not visit the lab yourself? Such an errand ought prove simple for the Arisen, no?
So this is where you were, Master. I searched high and low for you. Our party is reunited. Surely we can ask for no more than that.
Got to crack a few skulls.
I suppose I could use a moment to catch my breath.
What is it? Have you brought me something to sate my unquenchable thirst for knowledge? A book, perchance? No, a letter, is it? Let's see here. But know that tonight the moon shall again be shrouded in a veil of gossamer clouds, awaiting the return of the sun's warming glow. Well, well, I'd not thought Disa the capacity for such refinement. 'Tis a love letter of a sort. One that draws on ancient symbolism to convey its message. The moon represents a woman, the sun, a man. Put simply, what this letter means to communicate is, I miss you. Ha! A surprisingly saccharine sentiment coming from the Queen Regent. Would you not agree? I know not who this Phaesus is, though 'tis safe to say that Disa is rather invested in him. What concerns me is this godsway mentioned in the first line. If we can take this letter at its word, and 'twas indeed granted to the Queen Regent, we can surmise that it must be something tangible, an object. As to what manner of object, however, I can only begin to guess, and I'm not one for pointless conjecture. I suspect someone of Batali heritage might be able to tell you more. I must confess I'd not thought Disa capable of such flowery language, let alone in the form of a love letter. Yet I'm far more intrigued by this godsway. 'Tis rare enough that I encounter a word I'm unfamiliar with. Perhaps 'tis of Batali origin.
I must confess, I'm rather lost.
What good can come of my being here?
Always polish up my gear for tomorrow.
Some call it cultured, I call it done.
May the people find Sakai.
I
buy me a drink?
Just points no good if you work yourself to death, and I'll be done for the day.
Living's hard,
Where will
but
the wind
dreams are
blow
free.
me today, I wonder?
Mustn't let it burn. I'm sure I can handle this. Quite sure.
If our destination is a distant one, travel by ox cart might be worth considering.
This ox cart's bound for the checkpoint rest town. I'll not take you anywhere till I've had my due.
I'll sleep like a log tonight.
Sleep. You would gather materials here, Master? Can we really afford to carry more?
Interested in my wares?
Have a gander at my wares. You shan't regret it. Pleasure doing business with you.
'Tis most exhilarating to hand over such a sum.
We've a journey to prepare for after all. We can't afford to cut corners.
Well, hello there, sir. What can I do you for? Not that I really need to ask. Aye, there's always demand for weapons, particularly near the border, where quarrels occur every other day. Do you come again? Why? Peruse at your leisure. I'd never leave.
Let me think on this.
Always got to be in the thick of things, me.
I'll gladly stay a while. Suppose I ought to earn my pay.
A merchant, eh? Have you an entry permit? Hold a moment. That cart has priority. Lord Phaesus is come! Open the gates!
So, you seek to enter Batal, I presume? I'll have to check your permit. Go on through.
I shall wait.